Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband.
Wife.
So how you been?
Sick. How you been?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still recovering a bit. Wife more than me. I had it first, and then wife got it, so.
You gave it to me.
Thanks. I did.
Thanks for that, husband. Appreciate ya.
Yeah. So it's been like over a week.
Yes, it has.
And we have to, I apologize.
Totally.
We can't help getting sick. It is what it is, you know? It's winter.
It sucks that it's like right at the beginning of the new year. I just penciled in 6 months worth of episodes, and now I gotta use my giant magical eraser.
Yeah.
That's why I use pencil.
But on the plus side, you like making lists of things.
I really do.
So, that works out, you know?
It kind of does.
Yeah. Before we get into things here, I do want to make an announcement. We were behind when we stopped doing episodes with regard to shouting out new patrons.
We did.
So we'll be doing those for a few days straight here.
Yeah.
Today, I would like to thank S. Murphy or...
Smurfy.
Smurfy, yeah. S. Murphy.
Thank you, Smurfy. S. Murphy.
And just say thank you so much. We cannot express how much it means to us whenever we get a new patron, and you guys are helping us out with keeping this thing alive. And when we go through times like this where we're down for a week, it's even more amazing that we still have you guys. It's just
seriously,
hey, you guys are the best, and we love you.
We feel super guilty when we have to not record because we want to give you material.
Yeah. We owe you.
You're supporting us. We want to give it to you.
Right, exactly.
So apologies and thank you
thank you,
much.
S. Murphy.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate it. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about our episode.
Oh, yeah.
And, what do you do? I have no clue what we talked about last time.
I started to ask, do you even remember a little bit?
No, it's been too long.
I actually kind of do, because the last thing we did was a Q&A over the final song.
That's right.
The servant song.
Okay.
And it was kind of what the fuck-ish.
Sure.
Do you remember that? We
Only
got
vaguely.
Into more of the controversy about who the suffering servant is.
Right.
And
is it Jesus?
It's not. It's totally not. It's really not. And,
right.
And early on, during the time when Christianity was first forming, the Christians recognized that it wasn't Jesus.
Right. There's even people on record saying as much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's interesting as well.
Right. So, that is where we were. We left off with Isaiah chapter 52, mid-song.
Okay. All right.
And
so that means that today we're going to be getting into
Isaiah chapter 53.
Awesome. Let's go do this.
Okie dokie. All right. So we are going to get into Isaiah chapter 53.
Okay.
Which means that we're finishing up that fourth song.
Gotcha.
Of the suffering servant. And that one goes through Isaiah chapter 52, verse 13, through chapter 53, where we're at, verse 12. So I'll try to keep my mind out and say, that's it. That's the end of that song.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So there we go.
Sounds great.
Here we go. Mid-song. Oh, who has believed our message?
Not me. Oh, sorry. That was not an actual question.
I wasn't prepared for that. And to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? Not I.
Again, yeah.
He grew up before him like a tender shoot and like a root out of dry ground. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. Sure as fuck did not.
Mostly he was just kind of an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Nothing in his appearance that we should desire him.
Are we talking about God?
That's what it sounds like, right?
Okay. But I mean...
Oh, you know what? No, I think... What?
Or is this the servant? Because remember, the servant's ugly as hell.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the servant. Because he got
That was
leprosy.
one of my favorite things when they were like, this dude's ugly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they think this is Jesus?
Right?
Come on now.
Right? Yeah, because he's ugly as fuck because he's got the leprosy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain.
Mm.
Like one from whom people hide their faces, he was despised.
Damn.
And we held him in low esteem.
Well, I mean, that happens in society, I guess. Sometimes.
There's a lot of people that hold me in low esteem. Guess how much it impacts my day-to-day?
0.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I ran out of fucks a long time ago.
Right.
Yeah. Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering, yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions.
Oh, wow. That's some imagery, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? You can see why them Christians get all
right.
excited.
Interesting.
Yeah. He was crushed for our iniquities.
I don't remember Jesus getting crushed, but okay.
Well, I mean...
I guess you could take that in many different ways.
Yeah.
So,
his spirit was certainly crushed.
but again, this is like... The Jesus story was written with the knowledge of what happened in Isaiah, and if you wanted to fit a story in there, you would take all the things and say, we're going to make this work.
Yeah, exactly. So. Exactly. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed.
Wow.
Okay.
Man, that's wow.
Okay.
Again, I just said, like, you know.
I can see why you would think that if you were brought up in the church.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you think that?
No, it seems very direct right here.
Yeah.
I mean.
We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each of us has turned to our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter. And as a sheep before its shearers is silent, so he did not open his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. Yet who of his generation protested? For he was cut off from the land of the living. For the transgression of my people he was punished. He was assigned a grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, though he had done no violence, nor was any deceit in his mouth.
Huh.
This feels so Jesus-y.
It really does.
I can't help it. I know I'm not supposed to be reading this like with that in mind, but I'm not reading it in a vacuum. I can't help but bring what I know to the table, you know?
Yeah, no, it definitely, again, I'm going to say this again. The Jesus story was written later.
Yeah.
With the knowledge of this story.
Yes.
With the knowledge of this quote-unquote prophet.
Right.
So.
Right. Yet it was the Lord's will to crush him and cause him to suffer, because the Lord is a dick. And though the Lord makes his life an offering for sin, he will see his offspring and prolong his days, and the will of the Lord will prosper in his hand. After he has suffered, he will see the light of life and be satisfied. By his knowledge, my righteous servant will justify many, and he will bear their iniquities.
Interesting.
All right, here we're coming up on verse 12, the end of the song, which happens to be also the end of the chapter.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes it easy.
Yeah. Therefore, I will give him a portion among the great, and he will divide the spoils with the strong, because he poured out his life unto death, and was numbered with the transgressors. For he bore the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors.
That was very, you're spot on. That is very Jesus-y.
Right?
And I don't know what to do with that exactly, other than to say, again, that...
We're in Deutero-Isaiah. We're in the part that was written way later.
That doesn't matter. It
does matter. We're in the part that was written during the time of Christianity instead of, back in Isaiah.
This was written, I thought, in the time of the exile.
No, the first part of Isaiah was Proto-Isaiah.
Okay, I thought that was written in the time of Isaiah. And the
first,
exile.
The first part was written in the time of Isaiah, which was the time of the exile.
We're going to have to go back and study this because I think you're wrong.
We are in Isaiah.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But the later portion was written during the exile when Cyrus was around, which was pre-Christianity still.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying, is that...
I thought it was 200 years later.
It was, but it's not Christianity yet.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Sorry.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that this was written pre-Christianity.
Okay.
And we have to keep that in mind as we're reading this, because the Christians took a lot of these messages and put them into the New Testament.
Okay.
And so they stole this story and made it their own. They made this the Christ story because it was a very convenient story to make their own.
Got it.
At least that's how I would take it,
right,
reading it the way that we're reading it. Because nowhere in there does it say anything about him being the Son of God or anything like that. It just has this story about this person who suffered for the sins of other people, right? Right. Which sounds close to the Jesus story, and it sounds like they took that message and incorporated it into the Jesus story.
Okay, I see.
But
so you're not saying that this story was written and retrofit into what already existed. You're saying that Christianity was written and retrofit into Isaiah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been a minute. So
I just wanted to clarify because
I appreciate
that was an important point for me, at least.
Yeah,
and I know we don't want to talk, like we've said in the past that we don't want to talk a lot about Christianity, but I think it's unavoidable, especially with this verbiage. Like, we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
and we don't know enough to
speak intelligently.
Yeah,
about it.
We don't know enough to speak intelligently about it, and yet, even so, it's still striking us as, oh shit.
But it also still strikes me as obvious that they could take this story and retrofit the Jesus story into it. Right. And that it makes sense why they would do that, even because it's such a strong story that is... This character, the servant, is a very strong character in this Bible that we've read so far. Right. So, I mean, definitely they were going to want to take this and do something with it. Right. And to make this the Jesus character for them makes a lot of sense. And to attribute it to this great prophet. Right. I mean, that's just even prettier, you know? No, definitely. Put a fucking bow on it and call it done. Exactly. That being said, Speaking of done. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it other than, all the shit that we said about it. So I'm glad to be back, though. I am too. This feels good to get an episode under our belt. It really does, because I was starting to feel a little desperate. Like, am I going to remember? I couldn't even, like, I had to think about how to pull up the different places that I go to read this. I mean, the struggle for me is going to be doing, because, like, my routine after we're done here is a very quick, like, copy paste, right. Click. But, like, I'm out of practice for a week. So. Right? It's so funny. Like, you think you have it down, and then you miss a week, and everything's new all over again. Yeah. We missed you guys. We did. We missed the work, and we missed doing this. Exactly, we did. Yeah. So that was Isaiah chapter 53. Sure as fuck was. Which means that we'll be back tomorrow. Assuming nothing else goes wrong. With Isaiah chapter 54. All right, we'll see you guys then. Bye. Hey, wife, I guess that's the end? But husband, that's just sad. It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D. For D's nuts. Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website. Ooh, we have a website? Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop. We have a merch shop? Yep. We have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products. Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now. Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help. Oh yeah? With what? Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans. Okay, so what should they do? Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.